1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, better stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.
Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Year Round. I'm joined by my lovely fiancée, Jess. And today we're going to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street because today is none other than Robert Englund's birthday. So, to honor and celebrate the awesome Robert Englund on his birthday, we thought it would be fun to take a look at the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series and count down our top 10 favorite kills.
Top 10. Number 10, Rod from Nightmare on Elm Street.
So in a lot of ways, doesn't this kill almost feel like one from like Final Destination?
Yeah, kind of. Just the way that like the sheet just kind of randomly like forms in a perfect way to, yeah.
It's almost. I love that you don't actually see Freddy in it. It makes it that much creepier, and I think that's why it takes on that like otherworldly supernatural feel.
I think that's why I like this one so much.
Just because of like the eeriness of it.
Yeah, and it's just kind of freaky. Like it just, yeah.
Number 9, Coach Snyder from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. So this is probably one of the weirdest kills out of all of them. It's almost like the epitome of masculinity and toxic masculinity just exploding with all the like the sports equipment falling on him.
Yeah.
And then like the towel slapping him.
That was weird.
It was, but it's really fitting for this movie. But what I love about this kill is it feels like sort of the just revenge for every overzealous gym teacher that was more of a bully than a teacher to some of the, quote unquote, not athletic kids.
Yeah.
It's almost like you wish this would happen to them.
Yeah.
There was just that really great Scream Queen documentary on Shudder, which if you haven't seen it, it's really enlightening. There's a lot of really fascinating behind the scenes stories. I actually just wrote a review of it on the website, which I'll attach a link to it in the description. Which, if you have Shudder, it's worth your time.
Number 8, Tina from Nightmare on Elm Street.
So this one is definitely, like when you think of Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger kills, this is one of the most iconic ones.
I just didn't think it was very interesting or unique.
She is literally, like, floating up the wall on the ceiling. How is that not cool?
I mean, no, it's not that it's not cool. It is cool. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Some of the other kills are way cooler, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm not saying that the other ones aren't cool. I'm just saying that, this was, and maybe it's because I may be biased just because it is from the original movie. It's the first kill we see him do.
Oh.
It's the first time we see Freddy in the flesh. No pun intended. It reminded me of that hallway fight in Inception. And anything that reminds me of Inception, I automatically love. Number 7, Gwen from Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2010 remake. All right, now right off the bat, before we get like hate comments for even including the remake,
I did say it shouldn't be.
She did say we should include it.
I did.
It's a cool kill. It's one that really improved on the original. That when Nancy's mom gets like ripped through the tiny little window frame in the door, it looks horrible. It's obvious that it's a mannequin, and the remake kind of made it better. With it's a cool jump scare. It's a gruesome visual. It's one of the only things that I think, probably the only thing that I think the remake did better than the original.
Number 6, Glenn from Nightmare on Elm Street.
So right off the bat, He's killing Johnny Depp.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No, what I'm saying is I love how you go back to a lot of these like old 80s horror movies and you see people who would become giant stars starting out in like cheap horror. You got Matthew McConaughey in Texas Chainsaw, you got Kevin Bacon in Friday the 13th, and you got Johnny Depp in his first movie role. And it's a really cool kill, the way like the bed sucks him in and basically turns into like a volcano of blood.
All that blood is not realistic.
It's a movie about a guy who kills you in your dreams, and you're arguing about realism.
The blood, that much.
Am I understanding this properly?
Yes.
Okay.
And second of all, so he gets killed, and then it's like, oh, now we're just gonna shoot random blood. It's like, what?
It was awesome. And the behind the scenes is even cooler because one of the crew members got electrocuted by mistake.
That's cool.
Not that please be safe when making movies, but that is a cool story. Number 5, Taryn from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. What makes Freddy scary is in the dream world he can be anything. And it's almost like because he feeds on fear, he knows that's what her biggest fear is relapsing in that addiction. And that's what he uses to kill her.
And she was in recovery.
In a lot of ways, that felt like the perfect visual representation of what her addiction did to her body, where, the body craves it still.
Yeah.
And I think, all kidding and lightheartedness aside, it's a really deep and poetic moment in an otherwise lighthearted, fun slasher movie because it's a very real issue.
Number 4, Joey from Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master.
I know it's kind of a simple kill in that he just kind of slashes and drowns him.
Yeah.
But I love this one just because I love that he uses the waterbed.
I love the visuals of it, how at first you think, he's gonna get it on with this mermaid chick. And then it's
No, he wasn't.
Nope, it's Freddy. Make you think twice.
And that's very much in line with all those old mermaid legends where they would seduce sailors and then drag them down to their deaths below the sea. Number 3, Philip from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Where to begin with this one? It's got a lot going for it. You've got claymation Freddy in the beginning coming to life in pure 80s awesomeness.
This one I really like.
Then you've got Freddy in the sky, literally as a puppeteer controlling him. And you've got a really disturbing implication that, Philip's suicide is really what kind of sets everything in motion in this movie. And it wasn't even really a suicide. Freddy, it's almost more cruel of him that he staged it that way. And I think the puppet imagery is no accident. It's symbolic of Freddy sort of as the puppet master, the manipulator behind everything.
Number 2, Mark, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. I really like this one. I was fighting for this one to be high, and I'm really glad
it was. I'm a huge comic book fan. I love DC, Marvel, particularly Batman. He's my favorite. When this movie came out, this was long before the boom of comic book movies. The world they go into is really visually interesting.
That's why I really liked it, because it's visually interesting. But also, I love how Freddy, took something that he loves, comic books, turned his world into a comic book, and then use the weakness of it being a comic book since it's made of paper and kill him like that.
Plus, we got to see, pumped up, roided out Freddy. From a purely visual standpoint, it's definitely one of the most interesting kills. And it always reminded me of that really cool music video by Aha, the Take On Me one, where they go into the cartoon. So that's just one. I could watch that a million times and always be entertained by it. Number 1, Jennifer from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Welcome to prime time, bitch! Greatest Freddy line ever said.
I
agree or disagree.
I agree. I can't argue with you on that one.
You know, just this one. Earlier I said that his kills got more over the top and absurd. This is one of the most absurd ones in that, like, he literally springs hands from the television set and kills her with it. But that's why I love it. It's like, you know, kind of like what you said earlier with Mark, where he uses what he loves against him.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer dreamed of being on television, and he uses one to kill her.
Yeah.
So remember, she's watching the Dick Cavett show,
Mm-hmm.
and he's interviewing Zsa Zsa Gabor, and then he like turns into Freddy and kills her.
Yeah.
So when they were filming that, Dick Cavett was given the choice. They said, "So we're gonna, you know, you're gonna have a cameo in this. Who do you want to be your celebrity guest for this dream sequence where you turn into Freddy and kill them?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, it's got to be Zsa Zsa Gabor because she's such an idiot. I would never normally have her on the show. So maybe I can have her on the show and kill her in this movie."
That's terrible.
I know, but it's really funny. It's so terrible that Freddy's hat fell off. Sorry,
Even
buddy.
he agrees.
You know, when you think of classic Freddy one-liners, Freddy using the environment to inhabit and kill people, and Freddy using the things people love to kill them with, this hits all of it. And thanks for watching. Again, happy birthday to Robert Englund. You can check out the website at HalloweenYearRound.com or follow us on Twitter. And remember, every day
Is Halloween.